Alright, here we go. Alright, Everhate is going to be our main hero. Actually, let's go... Yeah, this is the good one. I'm gonna go with pink. Actually, yeah, pink. Gotta go with the eyes. Nah, this. Of course this, man. This. Green eyes we'll never see. And Everhate. Alright, this is our hero. Let's see how well she makes out. Okay, so this is Dragon Quest IX for the Nintendo DS. This is a fairly complicated game from a speedrunning perspective. There's many different little quirks about it that make it just a little different than every other Dragon Quest, but it's still a turn-based game. People are fairly familiar with this game. It's pretty popular, especially among the DS library. So yeah, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff throughout the game. There's a lot of manipulations we can do. A lot of stuff we can predict on... Well, I shouldn't say a lot. When it comes to metal slime grinding, we have it down. We have things that we can do, with the exception of exactly one metal slime. We can do a lot to get metal slimes in our favor. Otherwise, the run is... kind of goes through these different phases of strategies, so it's pretty interesting in my opinion. Yes, so I have a scene switcher that will go back and forth between scenes based on whether or not I'm in battle. So yeah, we can talk in depth about RNG manipulation later. We can never predict the outcome of a battle, but we can always do our best to predict some of the stuff that leads up to battles, basically. But it's a long game, not gonna lie. And yes, you are watching the Dragon Quest Marathon. This is our second RTA Marathon. How have you guys enjoyed the marathon so far? I think it's going very well again. I'm very happy that Dragon Warrior 4 finished under 8 hours. Out of all the runs, that's probably the most, the biggest run with the biggest potential for variance. Maybe outside of Torneco, but as far as like a main series game goes, so I'm super glad that he finished in time. Alright, here, nothing special. So something that's worth mentioning is that I powered on the console, but what you didn't see was that I was actually buffering the input from the A button when I powered on the console. And what that does is sets me up on one of two possible seeds, and there's like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of types of seeds out there. But if you power on console and you hold A, you'll get one of two seeds. That's going to help us determine some of the monsters that we get when we first enter the first dungeon, and it'll just speed up grinding a little bit. There's parts of the game in and out where you can do manipulations, but for the most part you really don't. Again, I said this briefly, but you can never predict what's going to happen in a battle. That's a completely different seed. You can't do it. But you can sometimes predict what goes into a battle, and you can sometimes predict what the enemy formations will be. So you'll be seeing a little bit of that throughout the run. And yes, this is the classic hero eyes that I'll always have in my speedruns. Just as an aside before we get into the nuts and bolts of this run, definitely check out the schedule. Make sure if you're interested in following Dragon Quest speedruns, you follow any of them, or all of them, preferably. Everyone in this community puts a lot of effort into their games, and this marathon is designed to help people get a better understanding of what we do. So there's a lot of effort, and it's been good so far. So hopefully the rest of the marathon goes well. I did a practice run of this game a week ago. I was pretty happy with how it went, but the biggest mistakes I made were all story triggers, nothing to do with battle. Alright, so we're gonna go to the Yggdrasil tree. Alright, so the idea here is that you are part of this angelic type of person called the Celestrians, and you watch over the world below. So you as a Celestrian are in training. You're going to take over protecting Angel Falls. Or so you think. But for now, you collect something called benevolence. So you go around helping people, and you get this essence from their spirits, signifying that you help them. You collect it, and then you bring it up here to Yggdrasil. Happy as ever. It's about 20 minutes before we get full control and start fighting battles and going around the map. How's everybody doing? I'm glad to hear some of you enjoy the marathon so far. I'm very excited for our Super Famicom race tomorrow. Should be good. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Apis Major, better known as Bray, who you just saw in Dragon Warrior 4. May all the bodies of heaven watch over you. Thanks. Alright, we're going to pick up our first seed. This is going to dictate how the rest of the speedrun goes. You think it's going to be 4, 5, or 6? Three! That was not an option! Alright, so we're going to be the underdogs the whole speedrun until we gloriously erupt through adolescence. Alright, so we're gonna go collect some stuff to help the villagers out. There is a keepsake ring over here. Drop it off to the old lady. Guardian overhate. Alright, well, this is the best part of the run coming up. Clearly, the types of chores that I was set out to do was to help people. But did you also know that I specialize in a certain type of procurement? I am a poo collector. Pretty good at my job, too. Can you believe John Cena is gonna be one of our party members? I can't believe it. He's coming down from his throne of wrestling goodness to help us out. High Spirits will not be doing DQ 8. Our good buddy Dreambaum will be. Oh my days. Sadly, this guy is our buddy LCC. Just couldn't make it, man. I like the way Countess phrased it, that the next 24 hours is going to be 2 games, 8 and 9. Shoutouts to 21st Century Dragon Quest games. I love the pink hair. It's like my character is permanently in super high tension. Tien, no. What a good track. Alright. Do you all like anime? I am reading chat. Hard to believe. Yo, here comes the chariot. Save us all. And boom goes the dynamite. Check out this glorious 12 FPS quality. Sick. Alright, here we go. I like this. The hero is praising the statue of the hero. Yo, she's getting picked on, but she isn't phased. Oh my god, I can't go over Star having pissed off Aaron in his battle road. I can make some audio adjustments if you would prefer. It's this one. Alright, you got it. One sec. Alright. Tell me how that is. Alright, that last bump should help. I like to capture this this in a real life scenario. Imagine you're having a slumber party at your friend's house and you're a girl, and then some guy around your age shows up, knocks at the door, says, "Hey, I need you to help me with something, but we can't talk about it here. Let's go out back behind your house." How do you think that would go down? Alright, cool. Audio is impossible. Alright, here we go. We actually have to do some dodging. Dodging like half of the collective for races. Okay. We gotta watch out for the sanguinies, these guys. They will come for me. Oh my god. Ah! Okay, okay. Ye freaking what? The same thing happened in my practice run last week, man. Unbelievable. Well, we're not gonna be manipulating. 3 sanguinies, all the other monsters are completely easy to dodge. And gonna get sanguinied. Yeah, like slimes don't chase you, cucumbers just hunt you down. Alright, so talk about this for a second. There's 2 basic types of movements for monsters. Some of them will actually chase you and follow you around the map. Others will just straight up charge at you. The ones that charge at you are completely free. You should never get hit by one that charges at you. And the ones that follow you around are typically fairly easy to navigate, but when there's 2 or 3 of them in that case, it's quickly overwhelming. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't lose me a significant amount of time. It just makes... See, what happens is when you get into a battle, the RNG will advance by a certain amount. And because I buffered the console on from power on, I could have been able to know exactly where I was on the RNG table. And technically I could follow along, but basically the way it's routed now is that you power on, and then when you get to the first cave where you're actually supposed to fight a few fights, you'll know after one battle which one of the 2 seeds are on, and then you can do some stuff outside of battle to make the RNG advance so that you can get specific fights that you want. Overall, it's not a huge deal. It probably saves, I don't know, like 30 seconds or so. Just getting like the most efficient fights. It's basically like grinding, except instead of getting some battles you want, some battles you don't want, you just get all the battles you specifically want. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Alright, so the story, if you want a lore update, is that there's a blockage, and Ivor decided it would be kind of cool if he was the first one, the trendy guy, to go check it out and deliver news back to the town. But his dad's not going to be happy. It is consistent, yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing, the melon, is that you can fight everything in there except the mecha minas, the birds, because they can actually just straight up kill you. You can't fight them because their defense is way too high, and you don't have any like spells or hot lick yet. So the problem is that you can get into a fight with a fire spirit, because that's what I'm going to be killing, but he can show up with a Mecha Mina. Alright, we're almost on our way. Good movement. Alright, so we'll talk about it a bit, but the boss is like a little risky. Essentially, there's like a very small chance that you get outsped, and if you get outsped on a turn that you're trying to heal, you will die. Okay, let's try not to get juked. Alright, so this guy's gonna chase me. So is this guy. At least the other guy was able to scroll. So you can use the edges of certain barriers, like mountains or stuff, to clip monsters when they're trying to catch you. So you'll be seeing that throughout the run. So we are in the hexagon. Right, so this is the very first Dragon Quest game that adopts the basically Earthbound Zero style of encounters that allows you to basically see encounters on the world map instead of having random encounters. This is a pretty big departure for the Dragon Quest series, which has been random encounters for forever, but they're quickly going away from that to this system, especially with the 3DS 3DS remakes of 7 and 8. It's a good system, in my opinion. We're gonna do our best to avoid pretty much every fight that we don't need. Just fight medals, avoid everything else. That's the plan. Now, the old route used to not get this shield, but, I mean, one, it helps with the boss, even just like a minor amount, but two, we need to have very specific equipment later when we're trying to do some manipulations due to how the game loads models and the lag involved, so getting that shield will affect our model. Alright, this is the problematic floor. Looking for fire spirits, we will fight them, but I do need to get the fan first. Okay. I mean, I'm happy that the fire spirit's there, but I do need to load the menu, which means that he might actually just move. So let's see. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I need to get to level 4 before the boss. Good attack. It's a good start. Alright, cool. If he doesn't frizz, it just saves me a heal. Then run! That's what he's gonna do. As much as I don't want to, I'm gonna heal when I get a chance. Gotta wait for this guy to go past. Okay. You just have to be really careful with these guys. I do want to fight that fire spirit. So, see if I can get over there while he's still around. Yes. That's too bad. We need a total of 5 fire spirits. 1 to get to level 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 4. Alright, cool. Yeah, so every time you get into a fight, it'll clear out the encounters on the map. And that's actually a pretty big consideration. Alright, that's good. Alright, at level 3, I can start one-shotting them, so even though my HP is a little scary if I get into 2 Fire Spirits and they both cast Frizz, but it's a speed run. Let's go for it. Alright, we're gonna wait here. Fire Spirits have a decent chance right here. I'm gonna say this throughout the run, but I did a lot of analyzing this game back in early 2015, and there's a lot of weird quirks about how this game works, and you'll see time after time there's patterns in which you'll see similar monsters show up in certain locations. I'll point them out as I know they're coming up. Alright, cool. So hopefully this guy's alone, and then we can fight him and get to level 4. Alright, sick. So yeah, what I was talking about before was that I have it routed with the RNG. If you cut here at the right time, you can get into a fight with 1 Fire Spirit, do some voodoo magic with your healing to get to the RNG, to get to the next segment of the RNG, so you get into a Fire Spirit battle and there's 2, get you to level 2, and then you do it again, you get to level 4 right away. But in this grind, I had to fight 5 battles instead of 3, so that's the difference. Alright, so this is the Hexagoon. Like I said, he's not a tough boss, you literally just attack, but you do gamble on going first, basically. And then if my HP drops before 10, I gotta heal. And if I'm at like 11 HP, I won't heal, and I'll be at like 2 HP the next turn, and I pretty much just bank on going first. So I'm gonna count damage though, so that's the attack we want to see. 14. Very nice. He's being nice. 19. Wow, look at this guy. So I'm going to heal here. We're at 25 out of... Wow, rubble, boys. 32. Look at this guy. 38. 46. Alright, cool. I don't have to heal. 53. 60. $74. See, he went first there. 80. Okay, I'm at the point in this fight where I don't have to play it risky. He's got 2 hits left, so let's do it. I would have had to heal anyways, so basically I try to keep in mind how minimal turns I can get out of this fight. So he has 1 HP left. Alright, so I'm going to get the skill Hot Lick here. This is going to specifically help with the next 2 bosses. I didn't realize Patty Peacock is so buxom. Alright, here we go. Am I going here? I think it's here. Am I going? No, you talked to... Shit. There's the story triggers I'm talking about. Yeah, you talked to Aaron. Didn't happen. Oh, no, dude. No, you're... that's like 30 seconds. Alright. Disregard everything. We're not going to keep this up for the rest of the run. It's the end, dude. It's the end. You saw nothing. Okay. That's too bad, because actually that hexagon fight was really good. And... we'll see. Right now we go to Aaron's house. Alright, so I'm going to be making characters in about probably 8 minutes. Probably like 5 minutes actually. So, John Cena, Torneko, and Water Seal. One of them has to be a gladiator. One of them has to be an armamentalist to boost the gladiator. And one of them has to be a warrior to tank hits. Make the call. Cena for gladiator. It's like he's campaigning. I don't know, man. I think Torneko would be a great gladiator. John Cena can be the support class cheerleader. Sadly, there is no merchant. I guess thief is as close to merchant as you get. I can talk about classes a little bit later. We have a very specific class route. Nice. Yeah, it's actually a good point Sadarak brings up. There is no real super classes. They're all like some of them are better than others, but they're all fairly viable. They did a really good job balancing them so that the second tier classes that you unlock are not specifically any better. Like, you might think Gladiator is a straight up upgrade from Warrior, but it's really not. Warrior serves a completely different function. Warrior's defense and HP, ability to just straight up tank, is way higher than Gladiator. And like, you would think Sage is just straight up better than Priest and better than Mage, but it's actually not the case at all. Sage's magic and mending, so magic is like attack power, mending is healing power. Sage is pretty much like average among the two. If you want straight up attack power, Mage is definitely the way to go. If you straight up need to heal your whole party, you have to have a Priest. If you're going to use spells in the manner in which you would think. Sage is great, but comes with some drawbacks too. Paladin overall has probably the worst stat growth. Minstrel has better stat growth than Paladin. Paladin just comes with a very good coup de grace. Ranger is probably, like, in my opinion, the worst. His spells and stats really don't do anything. You have high deafness, so you can steal stuff. Yeah, that's actually true. Priest only gets Zing. Though, I think there might be some... one of those, like, endgame scroll spells that helps you with that. I'm not totally sure. Maybe not with being able to revive your party. Anyways, yeah, Priest is the only class that gets Omni Heal, or Heal Us All. But yeah, if you ever take a look at the stat growths of a Mage versus a Sage, you'd be pretty surprised how much higher the stat growth for attack or magical attack power is on the Mage. Well, maybe not surprisingly, but martial arts gets crazy good stats, really high HP, strength, agility, and honestly, like, they can equip pretty decent stuff, but I think you get into semantics when you're trying to take out the high-level legacy bosses. There's some cookie-cutter stuff that you sort of have to do. Or you revocate 400 times and make your party completely maxed out, but it's not very fun. Yeah, Runaway! Choo choo. If they only knew about liquid metal slime manipulation back in 2009, I bet you... I bet you my findings probably could have saved gamers thousands of hours collective. You literally open the map menu and hold a direction. But that was too complicated. Alright, lore update is that this train is supposed to take us back to the observatory, but we need to collect benevolence from people, which is basically helping them out with their chores, taking out their garbage, scrubbing their backs. Scrubbing their backs, yeah. Scrubbing their backs. So, we're gonna go to the next town and see what's up. They need some help. Oh, by the way, I'm not really like a full-fledged angel anymore. That all changed when I dropped to the human world. Alright, here we go. Final verdict. I'll go in the order that I'm looking at. John Cena will be the gladiator, Torneco will be the armamentalist, and Water Seal will be the tank. What color hair should John Cena have? The biggest question of the stream. Actually, get the color hair for everybody. So John Cena is a male character, then Torneco and Water Seal will be females. He's definitely getting the Dragon Ball Z Vegeta haircut. Nah, we're not gonna do pink. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm going with purple. Alright, here we go. John Cena, all caps. We're gonna be making all mages, so you can be sort of tall. Get the Vegeta going on. Purple? Yo. Krillin eyes? Nah, we'll go with you. You can get purple. Purple and purple. Alright, here it is. Oh, I need full caps. How do you do this? There's a way to do this, right? There's gotta be a better way. Unless not. Unless the game doesn't expect you to be angry. I guess not. Oh, it's this, dude. Hello? Thank you. Alright, John Cena. Oh, he's so subservient. That's not right. Female Torneco. You can be this. I'm gonna go blue hair. Sure. That's his hair color, right? Yeah. I guess I should have done Water Seal blue. But that is his hair color, so it's accurate. Oh, it's Wallace! You see that, the melon? Unbelievable. Make you a little taller. You can have this. We're gonna go blue. There we go. Yeah. Beautiful eyes. Nah, you can make your... Oh, look at that! That's beautiful. Freaking Wallace. never. Wallace is always a. Oh my god, look at those eyes. Yeah, it's beautiful. Alright, Egg On is actually one of the most important skills in this game. What a team. I didn't think we would beat the Team Collective from the other day, but John Cena intact. Whoops. Sadly, we're going to be covering up their hair for a while. Alright, lore update here is that there's this Phantom Knight showing up in town and disturbing the citizens. And he wants the princess to come out. The king's like, no. The princess is like, yes. My heart screams no, but my body says yes. So, you have to go in the princess's stead, figure out what's up. Okay, yeah, so I didn't talk about the classes that I got. I got 3 mages, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of class changes, but for the early game, mages are by far the best thing that we can get. Mages allow us to do combo attacks against bosses, so you're going to see it against the first few bosses. We'll be specifically doing magic damage combos to stack on bosses. It's really important. Alright, now we are going to level up our mages to level 4. Level 4 is when we first get Accelerado, and that is what we need to take down White Knight. Unfortunately, White Knight is not super consistent. If he uses a skill called Multi-Thrust, and it targets the same party member 3 times, they are most likely dead. Alright. So we have to try to fight the Gastropog champs, and they are the best. I can take the cats too. I definitely don't want the whoopers, and I've seen a million whoopers so far. Okay, alright, this is cool. It's whooper all day. I don't want bubble slimes either. Is that you? I can fight them, but I want to wait a bit. I'm gonna go back. Here we go. Alright, if any one of my mages gets attacked twice on the same turn, they will probably die. So that's the combo system. Pretty obviously shows you the multiplier, but it's pretty important actually. Alright, I can start to fight the... I can fight the mages, but... Actually, yeah, I'll fight them. After this, I'll start fighting scarecrows. Yeah, this guy, he won't level me up, but... Nice. Actually, the extra bit of money will help throughout this area. Fight these guys. That is not a good start at all. At all. This could be bad. Ah, very nice. Alright. We'll be okay, I think. Alright, John Cena never sleeps. So yeah, if John Cena gets hit again, he's dead. Alright, we're good. A little scary, but... So you may notice that in this game there are front row and back row designations. Now, I'm fairly convinced that they're meaningless and don't actually mean anything, but the intended purpose is that you can control the likelihood of certain allies getting attacked. So we try to switch our rows so that we take the least amount of damage from allies that are about to die. We use it all throughout the run. So in regular Dragon Quest games, or I should say the rest of the Dragon Quest series, your party order matters, or dictates who gets hit, but that's not the case here. Alright, one more fight. I'm going to do it here though. I don't want to go to the next section, because the enemies are tougher there. Alright, this guy. I will need to reset my party. Ooh, very nice. Reset my rows before White Knight, or at White Knight. Cool. Alright, so everybody learns Acceleratle. Something you may notice in this game too is that your character's stat growths are completely fixed. All of my mages right now have the exact same stats. And that's the way it is throughout the entire game. $420. Alright, so throughout this run, I try to pay attention specifically what's in my inventory. So I know that the hero has only herbs, so I can top out the herbs right here. Not like that, like this. If she had something else in her inventory, it would give me a fairly lengthy text box telling me that her inventory was full. But if I try to pay attention, I can avoid that. Alright, so now we top this off. Alright, we are off to fight the boss. Alright, so I did this for every boss in this game, but I did simulations to see what the likelihood of different attacks was for every boss. Here's the breakdown for the boss coming up. He has a 40% chance to attack, 30% chance of using Bolt Cutter, which is just like a stronger attack, 20% chance of using Multi-Thrust, which is a very dangerous attack that does either 3 or 4 hits, and 10% chance to heal. Ideally, he never uses Multi-Thrust, but that never happens. I pretty much count on every boss, but I generally just do estimates, so around 45, this guy's got about 300 HP. We're at 70 right now. Here we go. So if I can, I prefer to heal with the hero, because what that does is allow the mages to get the most, or the highest chance of dealing combo damage. About 210 right now, so he's actually pretty close. Alright, I'm a little under 200. I can finish him off this turn. A lot of this game comes down to really trying to optimize and reduce the amount of turns you take. So like, I could heal, but if I know he's gonna die, then why should I? So there, I'm glad I didn't. And that's pretty much true for every boss in this game. Actually, that should be true for every Dragon Quest speedrun. It's just, it's a luxury in this game that the battle system, I mean, it doesn't drag, but it gives you enough time to think about and count, whereas a lot of other Dragon Quests, speaking from experience, Dragon Quest III, it happens so fast that trying to count can be very challenging. You should still do it, but it's still very hard. In this game, it's not very hard to count, so you should. Alright, 106. Yeah, it's fine. But, yeah, I mean, being able to just know how close you are to finishing a fight is so important. If you can. Just making decisions to try to close out a fight rather than trying to survive for long term can really make the difference of just beating a fight. White Knight. White Knight has like an overall higher chance of just causing you to have somebody dead. Morag, on the other hand, is somebody who's very... It's either she's extremely easy, or she uses one move that paralyzes half your party, and then it's a nightmare. You silly besom. That feel when a silly besom. Can you believe that we're going to be watching Dreambaum after this run? It's literally unbelievable. The map here is somewhat suggestive. Dragon Quest 8. Oh, no. Hello? I shouldn't need too many herbs on people. Actually, I'm just gonna buy 2. And 2 of these. Or, sorry, 1. Should do it. Weeshed. Which class has the best stats? I did this calculation. What I did was I used a emulator to grow everybody's stats from level 1 to level 32. Then I just tracked the differences, and then I basically did an average. There were some stats I left out because they don't have like the same raw percentage. I'm trying to think of which ones. I think it was luck. I think I just left luck out. Anyways, for all other stats, it was martial artist that had the highest overall. Then I think it was thief or minstrel. The problem with some of those characters, specifically minstrel, was that if you're sort of like quote unquote good at everything, you're not really great at anything. So minstrels, especially their spell pools, really drops off. Though in this game, you can very justifiably use skills instead of spells. Yeah, it's completely reasonable to use a minstrel to the end game in a casual play of this game. Though you should definitely switch classes to get more skill points, but as far as what class you use to beat the final boss, you can definitely go for minstrel. Alright, here's a mechanic of this game. Even though you see the cutscene and you don't see any monsters spawning on the map right now, there are actually monsters everywhere. And when I get out of this cutscene, I have to leave and come back in, and that'll reset all the encounters. It is extraordinarily dangerous, if not impossible, to get through this area if you have all the monsters there right now. I shouldn't say impossible. It's probably possible, but you would lose a ton of time trying to just wait for the enemies to move out of the way. So, go in and out. You can make this guy right here if you're fast enough. And that's another point I should bring up, is that if your movement from the time that you enter a map is generally tight enough, you will walk and see monsters spawn as you walk through, like there. And we might see another one. But the point is that if you're quick enough and you're on top of it, you can typically clip through monsters that you might otherwise get into an encounter if you were slow. So it definitely benefits you to, if you play this game in a speedrun capacity, to know the layouts of all the maps. So John Cena will still be in the front row, so you'll get the gold bracer. I'm gonna have to heal everybody. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it was on Tornego. Alright. I do need to use herbs from everybody's specific inventory, because I need to make sure there's at least one slot to allocate Moonwort bulbs. We're going to use Moonwort bulbs in this fight if we get paralyzed, which is not at all what we want to see, but we need to be prepared. Alright, the lore update is that the White Knight found, well, I guess you can read text, can't you? It's English. But she's the one responsible. White Knight thought that the princess that we were just talking to was Mona, but apparently Mona existed a long time ago. but Morag's been haunting this dude since a long time ago. But when you came crashing down with the 7 figs, a massive earthquake happened. Well, a massive earthquake happened because of an attack on your homeland, the observatory. So that broke the spell. We see some Dragon Quest VIII similarities here. You're not bound by curses as the hero. Alright, here we go. So, well, start out with a Puff Puff. What better way to start out a fight? But this boss resists ice, so even though Crack is a better spell, she resisted enough to make the MP usage not worth it. And that you can easily run out of MP on this boss if you use Crack, but you won't run out if you use Frizz. It's like that minor of a difference, and it actually does matter. Puff Puff all day. Getting some good combos. 140 out of 450. 160. Wow, she is sultry as hell today. Too bad Everhate won't fall for it again. $235. That's actually helpful. $250. I'll explain that mechanic after this fight. $270. Wow. I've never seen this many. 4 out of 5 so far. This is insane! It's good insane, but it's insane. The Forkies are enraptured. 360. Alright, here we go. $390. John Cena. Untouchable. Alright, she's going to be dead this turn. Y'all ready for this? Is it the shoes? Alright, Water Seal is going to learn Wizard Ward. We're going to be using that to unlock the Armamentalist class later. Yo, high heels. Alright, that was actually the best fight I've ever seen of Morag. She used Puff Puff 6 out of 8 turns. That's incredible. Nothing else she does is dangerous except for the one paralysis attack, but that was incredibly good. I didn't need, like, in fights like that when you don't have to spend turns healing, you can just dish out so much damage. It's pretty crazy. Alright, sick dance. Can you believe that we are 1/6 of the way through this game? Alright, 3 bosses have been really nice so far. The next 2 are increasingly... well, no. The next one's a little tougher. The one after that's pretty simple, and then the one after that, Leviathan, is a massive headache. But we're doing good so far. On pace. Yo, you know what I'm eating right now? Some hummus. Hummus owns. Alright, happy hero. Alright, so you see the screen flash here. If you get the gold rosary, it starts a side quest trigger, so that's why that happens. Blue chests are random. See what we get. Medicinal herb is not very helpful, but the Gleben Guinea, we can sell it if we need to get, if we need a little more money to top off to buy 4 Wellington boots. That may make the difference. Alright, benevolescence. I need to remember to go to the train. Hum us a tune. Streambig.net. I learned that in grade school. It's a good tune. I didn't know what they were talking about back then, but... Still don't, to be honest. Alright. Lore update is that we need more benevolence. Do I do this now? Yes. Alright. Yeah, I messed up, but I should have done this on the way up. I'll do it now, though. I guess I probably could have done it later when I get the shields, but whatever. Let's just get out of the way. Oh yeah, that's right. Sometimes you don't have the money for it, so you should do it now. Again, we'll get the blue chest. Strength seed will help. I'm short a wing, so I'm going to walk out of here. It's not a big difference. I need to make sure I have a wing for Coffin Well later to get back. Though I guess we go to the shop and top off herbs, so we're gonna get a few more wings there anyways. Alright, we are off to the next area. This area is actually, the overworld encounters are quite scary, so we're going to use a holy water. Holy water in this game basically just makes you invisible, and it's very, very useful throughout the whole game. So those enemies specifically, I don't know their name, they track you down very fast. Some enemies have different speeds in which they track you down, and those guys are very quick, and they make very sharp turns to get you. So before I described that there's monsters that charge at you and monsters that charge you down, basically like track you down, but there's also variable amounts of like charge speed that they have, so certain enemies are just really dangerous. On top of just straight up being hard to dodge, if I get into a fight with pretty much any of these monsters before I get into a metal slime fight and win it, I'm very frail right now. 3 mages and a minstrel with subpar equipment is not the place to be. It's not a problem against the boss, but against random encounters, we really want to avoid. I'm going to be doing a power cycle when I enter the next dungeon, but that's coming up pretty soon. During the next major cutscene, I'll talk about Hoimi tables. I know it's hard to believe, But can you believe that a lot of the names of the characters in this game are not direct translations from the Japanese version? Yes, that's right. Jack of all trades and master of none is not a direct translation. And Flemmy and Katarina have like normal names, like, I forget what it is, but it's like Lucia and Rook or something. Oh, I think her name is Emily? I think that's right. I think there's a different character called Lucia. But no, they had to go with the diarrhea theme. Cool. I love poop theme. Alright, I'm gonna take care of this now. Gotta go to the shop. Need some back bells. Holy waters are very important, so we're gonna stock up now. We shouldn't need them for the rest of the game after this. Then we'll top off. Actually, I don't really need that many. Oh, I didn't even use... Well, I'm going to get the dialogue here, but... I'm just going to buy... roughly half of these. I'll leave some money I can use later, but... I will need medicinal herbs for a while. They actually help me with the table manipulation, so... The Noon Master. The separation of AM and PM. Alright, so we're gonna help these people out, get a bunch of benevolence, and then our train will be powered. That's what it's for, man. It's all for the train fuel. Okay, I'm going to power cycle when I get to the next dungeon, which is coming up right now. Now, during my very serious attempts at this run last year, I would try to cut out like as much menu usage as possible. I'm going to use a holy water here, because if I get into a fight, I'm probably just going to have to party wipe. Alright, so in this game, when you die in battle, everybody gets wiped out. Very fortunately, everybody gets revived when after a wipeout, and this is the only game that's like that. Well, there's some other, like some of the monster games are like that, but out of the main series games, this is the only one. So, if one party member dies and I didn't want them to, basically it's just quicker to have everybody die. Because having one party member die means that I need to go back and revive, but if I just have everybody die, then I get auto-revived. I do have to consider if it's worth it to lose half my money, though. In this dungeon, it is better to just straight up take the death warp, but what I'm going to do now is power cycle, What that means is turning off the console and turning it back on. And it's going to put me on one of two possible Hoimi tables. And all I need to do is use 3 herbs. And what that does is sets up the table. It sets up both tables perfectly, that if I see a metal slime, I can encounter it alone. Past then, it's pretty hard to track, but we'll get into that later. I'm going to try to keep track of 2 tables for a while. But yeah, it's you buffer input from power on, and you get one of 2 possibilities. Again, I will use the holy water here. Being at this low level, I don't want to get ganked by anybody. So we're gonna... Oh, did I? Yes, I did. Out of the corner of my eye. So this guy is not alone. I need to run, or I'm gonna die. Alright then. We're gonna power cycle again. Let's try it properly this time. I'm gonna heal party members 3 times. Let's use this first. So I can't predict where enemies are gonna show up right now. Later I can do that, but for now I can try to predict if some enemies... I gotta wait for this guy to cycle. Okay. I can try to predict if I see a metal slime that it'll show up alone. So this should be the case. If I see one, hopefully he will be by himself. It's pretty surprising that I saw a metal slime on my second enemy, also like right here. Alright, so this guy should be alone. Right, okay. It's not guaranteed I get him though. See you later. Okay. I'll play it a little risky now. I don't want to waste another holy water. I'll use it after the next statue, because there's like, oh baby, hello. Okay. So this is just pure chance. I hope I kill him, but you never know. Wow, this is an excellent first turn. Oh baby, are we gonna get this one? Wow, that was really good. That never goes like that. I actually think I messed up. I was supposed to take an in, and I did not. So, once I get the trigger, I'm gonna go back to town and heal. But it's probably for the best, because having the extra MP for this fight after leveling up is really important. So, that's all good. So yeah, that's actually really good, because that's the only metal in the game that I can't just straight up manipulate. And we get a Seed of Life. Hello. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so from here on out, I'll be able to use something called the map manipulations. Sorry, somebody just asked about if this is documented. I do have one highlight on my page that covers basic manipulation, so you should check that out if you're interested. I have a lot of personal notes that cover how it all works. It's not that I'm like hoarding them for any reason, they're kind of messy. I'm gonna have to use the turn. This is all fairly inefficient, but let's just do it. Nice copy pasta, Golden. I especially like that Americanized 9. Just to give it a little kick. I'm gonna have to go buy 2 Chimera wings. One so that I can warp back, another so that I can warp out of this town. Ideally, in a fast run, you would just straight up go fight the boss after getting the metal slime, but the problem is that you do have to heal, which is not terrible, but it's just a little slow. But then, more importantly, man, menus are laggy. More importantly, the low MP that I wouldn't get from being maxed out can be an issue. So, it is a marathon, we'll just play it safe. Where are my Chimera wings? Alright, let's play it risky. I'm not using holy water. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Is this a mistake? Okay. Just gotta get through this area. Alright, we're good, we're good. Yo, we're in there. Hello, Gianni. EXE. Yeah, so like those dudes just straight up charge at you, so you don't really have to worry about them. It's the ones that follow you around. This guy's mad. Alright, we're going to fight the boss. Happy hero. Alright, so this boss... This boss is the first boss that goes twice per turn. If one single party member gets targeted twice, they will die, which sucks. It doesn't happen often, but it can. He can put you to sleep, he can decrease your defense, and he can slow you down. So I have Accelerotl on my team, and what's nice about this fight is that if he uses Decelerotl, I can just use Accelerotl. And generally the way it works is that when you use Accelerotl, between 4 to 6 turns later it'll wear off, but if your speed is being adjusted by both you and the enemy, it'll effectively never wear off. So rather than having to put up with one awkward turn in which we've got a few party members slower than others, we can actually keep it relatively consistent. So we'll do that. We get to use crack now. Crack kills, man. Crack kills. Look at those eyes. Holy moly. Wow, good start. I am shocked that Water Seal lived, but that's not what you want to see ever. This is 110. This guy. Water Seal. We're at 170. This dude has 700 HP. Yeah, so I just use it Acceleratle after being slowed down, and what that does is resets the 4 to 6 turns that I was just talking about. Cool. 260. That is not correct. Wow, these two are getting beat down. I'm gonna switch to heal. Use you to heal you. You always get a slight benefit if they go together, because then you get the combo. But realistically, they can go in any order that they want. Yeah, he's bringing the pain today. Ooh. We're about 320 right now. $345, just about halfway. $410. Oh baby. Just trying to spread out my medicinal herb usage. So their coup de grace is basically infinite MP for a while. It's nice, but it's not very useful. However, the Gladiator's coup de grace is extraordinarily good. Alright, it should be around 3 turns left. He's at 520 right now. 555. Get a nice combo here. 600. Yeah, it's either 1 or 2 more turns. He is named John Cena because that's what people voted for. Alright, sick. He had a little less HP, but naturally that's going to come with me not being able to count specific digits. But I typically play on the conservative side so that I don't think I'm going to kill something and I don't. I'd rather be surprised than dead. Learn and bang. Alright, that was a good fight though. That was very, with the exception of turn 1, that was a very not stressful fight. About 5 minutes or so off my PB. Not too surprising. So you can walk out of here, but as I said before, during cutscenes, enemies spawn. So if you did that, you would be met with wings. Yeah. You would be met with many enemies in your face. It'd be quite scary. Alright, get ready for some Bible thump. Yeah, dude, the hero doesn't care. Alright, so like I said, the next boss is not very difficult. The one after that is very challenging. Whoops, I'm dead. No, no, I don't, Sadarak. It's a joke. Because of the double R and the H. Okay. So, Dr. Fleming needs some revelations, so we're gonna go talk to the people. This guy will be the people's champ. Give him the old elbow. So the lore update is that this guy, well, in order for the hero to get the benevolence, you still have to like clear out the town and make everybody happy. So Dr. Fleming is being so negative that you have to go help him out, which will help release Katarina from being her spirit. So, we gotta go talk to the people and make him realize that he's being dumb. He needs to just help people out. I was fairly tempted to play this game in Japanese for this marathon. Japanese is it's crazy. It's about 45 minutes to an hour faster. I say that without fully testing every text box in the game, but it's extremely fast. Every text box and every menuing doesn't have like any lag with it. It's incredible. You would almost not believe it if you watched it, but side by side, it's just insane how fast your Japanese is. But I figured if it was a marathon, people would probably appreciate it playing in English, and for me I'd have to do a little more preparation for the Japanese run, because I mean, I can navigate Japanese, but I don't know the menus well enough by heart, and I still use visual cues based on English text. Crazy, right? Actually reading in English for your speedrun. It would just be a little more work, and I figured I'd play in English anyways. But if you do want to play this game seriously, J is probably the way to go. There's only in the quest that you have to do to unlock Gladiator and Armamentalist are there differences between the two versions. Everything else is the same. Well, I say everything else. The way that the seeds that you get in this game are slightly different, but navigating a Hoimi table is exactly the same. Okay, so now Once again, we need to top off our herbs by 2 wings. That's all the wings we need for the rest of the game. Because we're going to get the Zoom spell, which is 0 MP, as opposed to older Dragon Quest games where return is like 8 MP. Alright, I do specifically need to max